Despite their abysmal failure when it comes to finding any scientific evidence with which to support their theory, evolutionists are still remarkably successful in one sphere: propaganda. The most important component of that propaganda is the fake illustrations known as reconstructions. The word reconstruction is based on the concept of rebuilding, and is the production of a picture or model of a living thing on the basis of nothing more than a fragment of bone and a large amount of imagination. All the ape men that so often appear in newspapers, magazines, and films are in fact imaginary reconstructions. Inspired by fossil remains, these reconstructions are designed and produced entirely with the aim of supporting the claims of the theory of evolution. They are totally divorced from reality, however. The aim behind this is to use picture or models to convince people that the imaginary life forms concerned did actually exist at one time. It needs to be made crystal clear here that only the very general characteristics of a fossil can be established from the bone remains. It is impossible, on the basis of these bone remains, to draw any conclusions regarding the physical appearance, skin, muscle tissue, facial lines, nose, ears, eyes, hair, and similar features of a living thing. The fact is that the details that really determine physical appearances are the soft tissues that gradually vanish over the course of time. Ernst A. Houghton from Harvard University describes the position by saying, "To attempt to restore the soft parts is an even more hazardous undertaking. The lips, the eyes, the ears, and the nasal tip leave no clues on the underlying bony parts. You can, with equal facility, model on a Neanderthaloid skull the features of a chimpanzee or the lineaments of a philosopher. These alleged restorations of ancient types of man have very little, if any, scientific value, and are likely only to mislead the public. So put not your trust in reconstructions." Evolutionists even go so far as to attribute very different facial appearances to the same skull. One well-known example of this is the 3 completely different illustrations produced of the fossil known as Zinjanthropus. Evolutionists pick up their paintbrushes and draw imaginary creatures, thus try to produce false evidence for their theories, which are in fact devoid of any scientific proof. In reality, however, there is absolutely no concrete fossil evidence to substantiate the image of the imaginary ape-man that so frequently appears in evolutionist publications. The way they resort to such imaginary reconstructions is an important indication of evolutionists' utter failure to find any real evidence.